My name is Padraic Dunleavy, organic beef tillage farmer since '09. We'd be farming in the home farm about 150 acres, and we take on some land then as well for the tillage operation. We've a mixture of beef and tillage. We use a lot of the cattle in sheds to use the muck to build fertility for the grain crops. This field is going back into multi-species now at the moment, and it's coming off of 2 winter oats followed by a spring triticale. And we chopped the straw of the triticale and we rested it for the winter. And we're going back in now. It was too late to get in a cover crop last back end, and conditions were poor anyway. So we're coming in now with a 6-way multi-species in order to build up fertility here over the next 3 to 4 years. It's an out farm, so it's not easy get muck or slurry to it. It's too far away from everything, so we're just on a slow burn here now for a couple of years. We're going to use this 6-way cover to get all these plant diversity talking to each other underground, to build up the biology and mine up a bit of potassium and all the stuff that's lacking here, you know, the P's, the K's. So Donald, the grass seed man, he came along here and he gave it a very shallow plough, just turned it over beautifully. It's a good soil here in this particular field. Turned it over, shallow plough, about 5-6 inches, and then he followed that up with we didn't want to disc it or use a power harrow because it was quite dirty. You know, there was a fabulous crop of docks here, so we didn't want to disturb it too much. So he came along with the land leveler, gave it a nice light scrape, 3-4 different ways just to bring it all level, and then he followed that up with a roll. Because the diversity of seed and tiny seeds, you know, in the herbs, there's a fear that if you put it on ground without rolling, that you'll lose the seed too deep and it doesn't get the chance to germinate. It goes down too deep. So a lot of the organic seed and the red clover and the multi-species, the perceived wisdom seems to be to roll first, seed, and roll again afterwards to seal up your seed. And yeah, that's it. We brought in some fresh farmyard manure and we put that on top of the ground before we ploughed to get it down into the soil, because if we put that on top of the plough, it's too fresh. It's in the wrong form for the plant that we're sown to use, and it would have encouraged a lot more weeds. It's a better chance of breaking down underground now at the moment, we feel. We would have rather have got a composted farmyard manure in here, which we would have given a treatment at the top of the plough, because it'll be in a farm there'll be more plant available, but it just wasn't possible. I'd be confident we'll get a nice cover here. We're in good conditions this evening. We've a grand bit of heat coming into the ground and a bit of rain promised next week. We'll look at it maybe 8-10 weeks down the track. It'll be light rainlands run through it. I won't be cleaning it out at any stage. I'll be grazing it down to maybe about 30% at most and move on. Ideally, I'd like to mob graze it and build up the fertility using the stock as the fertility builders, because it's too far away to introduce mechanical interference, like as in slurry or farmer manure or any of those things. So it's very easy to have stock here and use them. Just hit it, graze the top third, trample a third, muck a third, move on. So that's the plan that we'll be trying to use here for the year. I've come around to the way of thinking that diversity is key. Diversity in stock, diversity in seed, diversity in all sorts of treatments. That, you know, if you put all your eggs in one basket and you go down, then you're gone. I have 6 different seeds going into this soil. It's a bad day. 4 of them aren't going to do very well. I'm confident that all 6 will. So I'm coming around to that way of thinking diversity in everything that I'm doing.